Alright, so far we've made the chassis. Now we're going to go back and add the wheels and axles. So let's take a look at those wheels and axles. Well, first we know that they're circles, and we know the wheel is 1.5 inches in diameter with a 1/4 inch hole in it, and the axles are 4.5 inches long with a 1/4 inch diameter. So let's go over that car we created and create a sketch on the side. And we know that we're going to have an axle hole. Let's find the concentric constraint. So bring your mouse towards the center. Wait till you see that square in the middle. That tells us where the center. So there's a wheel. And there's an axle. Let's do that twice. Actually, let's hold that off for the wheel because we don't actually need the wheel yet. So I'm going to cancel that. There's a oops there. We do need axles. So those are going to be equal to each other. So let's take the equal constraint and make them the same. And then we're going to give them dimensions at a 1/4 inch. Alright. And we're going to extrude those. We'll call those axles. Give them a name. And then let's extrude those axles. And the total length was 4.5 inches. But you can see if I go 4.5 inches that way, they're not sticking out both sides. If I go 4.5 inches that way, they're not sticking out both sides. So we're going to need a second end position. We'll go 1 inch out that way. And we'll go 3.5 inches the other way. That's 3.5 plus 1 makes 4. Oh, we'll change that around. Get that backwards. So that looks more like it. So now, if I had screwed that up and I didn't feel like retyping it, I could always just flip the directions. But that didn't work either. So there you go. So sometimes you can flip the direction, go the other way. But for me, I just flip the measurements 1 inch and 3.5 inches. So that looks pretty good. So we'll call that axles. And there you go. I got 2 axles, so we're going to name those. And they're both the same. So we're just going to call them axle. Because they're the same. As a matter of fact, I don't really care that they're I don't even really want to differentiate between them, so we're even going to edit the appearance so they look the same. Let's go with that. There you go. So now they look the same. So there's my axles. They're the same. And we're all good enough. Next thing we need to do is add those wheels. And we can do this pretty quickly. Those are 3/8 of an inch thick. And they're 1.5 inches diameter with a 1/4 inch hole. So let's go ahead and add a sketch on the end here. So that sketch plane you can see is at the edge of the wheel. So let's go take a look down on those. Draw a circle, same center point as the axle. And we're going to make those 1 and 1/2 inches diameter. And they're going to be equal to each other, so just equal constraint. And then I want to have that 1/4 inch hole in the center that's the same size as the axle. I have options. I can go draw the circle again. That's pretty easy. And give it a dimension. If I can type without screwing out. Or I can just click the Use button right up here and click the edge of the existing circle and it gets the same result. So call that left wheels. And we'll extrude left wheels 3/8 of an inch. But you can see they're going away from where we want to go, so we'll hit the direction arrow, flip that. There's our new wheels. And call left wheels. And there they are. And you can see that forms part 4 and 5. So we'll just rename those wheels. And we'll do the same thing for the other side. So we'll hit sketch on the end of the axles. And we're going to draw. Actually, we don't have to draw anything because we now have all the circles we need are right there. So I'm just going to right click, choose use, right click use, right click use, right click use. The advantage of doing it this way is that if I want to make any changes to all the wheels, I can just make those changes to the original wheel sketch and be done. We just extrude just like we did before. Again, flip the direction, 3/8 of an inch. And those are the right wheels. Now here you can see that I got 4 different color wheels in the original drawing. All the wheels were the same color, so that's easy to fix. Back in the Parts Studio. The wheels need a name anyway, so rename all of them wheel. They're all the same. And let's go ahead and assign our edit appearance and give them all that gold color. If you're not sure which one is which down here, when you click on it, it highlights. So click in that white space to uncheck, click on the name, or click on the object and it highlights over here so you can see what extrusion created it and which part it is. Oops, not renamed, that's not what I wanted. I wanted edit appearance. There you have it. It's fully assembled or fully constructed. Those are all the parts. In the next video, I'll show you how to move them into assembly.